Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is available to anybody who sees it whenever you see it. So if you're watching it on a date that's outside of the date range that it was created for, don't worry. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a reading that you can use, right? If the message makes sense, use your own highest intelligence and intuition to utilize it, right? It's originally created for Wednesday. No, sorry. Is it? Yeah, Wednesday the 24th. Oh my god. I don't even know what day it is. We're like flying through the month of February. So I will be going back to, I may be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy, which that reading is available on the lower left-hand corner at the end of this reading, so you'll understand a little bit better what I mean when I'm speaking about those cards, because they just add a layer of depth to sort of what we're looking at daily. Collectively, we share this energy, so I speak in broad terms. It may resonate, it may not. If it doesn't, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just maybe you're working on something different at this time. If you like my content, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I go live. And leave a question or comment. All of those things I read, I greatly appreciate them. And they allow YouTube to know that people are enjoying my content, and then they will in turn show my content to newer viewers that may be interested in it. You can also check the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is information on how to find me on social media. If you want to book a private reading, that can easily be done via PayPal, and I do private readings over the phone, live, or I can videotape readings and send them to you if you're not the kind of person that wants to speak live. So that's all available to you too. And I think that's it. Let's get into this and see what the card is for today. It's been an interesting week of readings thus far. It sort of feels like there's a bit of a theme going on, but we will see. And our card today is Conception. We just saw her, did we not? She is... What card was she, guys? We just saw her. What the hell? The hell? We saw her on Sunday. She's the moon. Okay. So we're in a Scorpio moon right now, I believe. Yes, we are. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're in a Scorpio moon. So, and it's Pisces season. And we saw this card as the beginning of the week card in the underpinning energy, right? And oftentimes the moon indicates emotionality, sometimes confusion, sometimes our dreams need to be paid attention to. Sometimes we can't clearly see the path and we're like, wait, which way do I go? And it feels scary, right? That's sort of the moon's definition in a way. I'm never fearful of the moon because I'm a water sign, so I get down into some freaky shit, let's just be honest. And I mean, like, you know, emotionally freaky, like the other stuff we'll talk about on a different channel at a different time. But, like, you know, I can go to some pretty dark places within my own head, within my own feelings, within my own, you know, states of, I don't know, mental health or depression, things like that. I've dealt with all of that stuff throughout the years, and so to me the moon card doesn't necessarily present as a scary thing to me. It just presents as yet maybe another challenge to sort of understand oneself a little bit more deeply, a little bit more at the subconscious level, a little bit more at an intuitional level, right? But we have to trust. That's the problem with the moon, and a lot of people don't necessarily have that trust. They want the plan like clearly written out for them, right? They want it to be easy and free, or, you know, take the blue pill and it's all going to be okay. That's not the moon for you guys. The moon is like, you got to sit here. You got to sit in the feelings. You got to sort your way through it. There might be some murk. It could be murky. Underneath this moon card, which she was our underpinning energy of the week, we have the Seven of Swords, which to me, if you look at the Sunday reading, it felt like a very specific story of us being like sort of confused and emotionally attached to a situation that may be not telling us the truth. And so at this point, it looks like those emotions are up for us today, or they're going to be at the forefront. Probably not wanting to be denied, if I'm going to be completely honest. We're going to have to pay attention to them, is what the moon sort of says to me as she shows up today. She's like, you're not done with me yet, is the feeling, or that's what I'm hearing in my head as I'm looking at this card. She's like, we need to kind of work our way through this confusion, through these emotions, around whatever this situation is. This betrayal, this lie, this, I don't want to call it an inconvenience, because the Seven of Swords really is about somebody not behaving correctly, or not behaving as they state they should, or as they do. Does that make sense? Like not walking their talk. And so the moon is forcing us to like look at how we feel about that emotionally. It could be also, for some of you, this could be about us doing this to ourselves. You know, are we walking our talk? Are we being true to our emotional selves? And if not, if we're denying that, avoiding that, or trying to not look at it at all, the moon is going to just keep creeping up on you. Especially in Pisces season, especially with a Scorpio moon in the sky. That intuition is going to be kicking, flaring. You know, Scorpio is a sign of sex, death, and transformation. This moon wants to transform something within us. How we see, how we perceive, what we trust. Do we trust ourselves? Do we trust our intuition? Do we trust our emotional body enough to allow it to be our guide, even through situations that might be emotionally confusing, unfair, unjust, fraught with wrongdoing? How do we find our way through that in a powerful way? And I believe that the moon does have power, right? She has a subtle power to her where she, once we trust that and we follow that like quieter voice, or that like, you know, dimmer light that the moon provides, we actually learn more about ourselves emotionally, and we become stronger, more aware, and more capable to deal with adverse situations. Does that make sense? Remember now, in these readings, in the weekly, on Sunday, the grounding stone, I keep going back to that grounding stone because the word is nature, and it's about knowing our true nature, our true feelings. The moon wants us to discover that. The moon wants us to uncover that, or look at that, sit with that. Do not be afraid of it. Embrace it at this time, especially during Pisces season with the Scorpio full moon. Like, let it come in. I'm not saying like turn into a pile of jello and cry at work, right? I'm saying, you know, if something doesn't feel right, if it feels hinky, if somebody's acting weird and your spidey senses are up, the feelers are out, and you're like, this doesn't add up, listen to that voice. And then see where that voice takes you, right? I feel like this journey also too, at the end of this week, we end with the Seven of Pentacles, which is not about necessarily taking action. It's about looking at what we've done, what we bring, staying grounded, being judicious, making the right choice as to when to harvest or bring out maybe this information within us. I don't know if it's this week, guys. That's my thing, okay? So this moon is telling us to trust ourselves above all else, even if it's confusing, even if it's emotionally challenging, even if it's not completely clear just yet what's going on, and keep moving through it. No joke, keep moving through it. You're not going to be steered in the wrong direction as long as you listen to that sort of like more subconscious or intuitive voice within you. Even the emotional voice, as scary as it may seem, it's not going to overtake you. I'm not saying, you know, for those of you that might have serious like distress at this time, because the moon can indicate that sometimes, I'm not saying, you know, seek professional help if you need it. Definitely. I'm not saying sit in misery. But what I am saying is that sometimes the moon provides us with indications as to where we need to look to kind of find healing, to find completion. I love that this card is called Conception also, which to me is about new beginnings in a way. So we might be releasing some old with this, with these emotions or this confusion. There could be, with this Seven of Swords underneath here, there could be a decision that's being made within us that is like emotionally tumultuous, but it's ultimately about, you know, conceiving of an idea of like, I'm no longer doing this anymore, with myself, to myself, with you, in this situation, whatever it may be, right? And we're ready to release it and start to follow a new path that is more based in our own emotions and in our own clarity, however murky that may seem or however new that may seem. Does that make sense? Now let's look at the Seeker Oracle. The importance of sleep. Okay, coming in on the moon. So I did mention earlier, our dreams might be very important to us right now. This importance of sleep also would indicate too, to me, just right from the get-go, from a very blind place of reading this card, obviously the more sleep we're having, the more rested we are, the easier this moon transition or this moon card is going to handle for us or be for us. The more connected. There could be a lot of subconscious energy coming through right now with the moon and this importance of sleep, even in our waking hours, guys. So if we're getting hits, messages, visions, perceptions that we're not quite understanding, I feel like this is the subconscious trying to reach out to us in regards to something that very much may be happening in our thoughts or in the world and in the environment around us through that Seven of Swords. Remember, that Seven of Swords, even though it's the liar, cheater, stealer, is there anywhere that we could be lying or cheating to ourselves in our mind? And the moon wants us to see it. Does that make sense? So like this subconscious, like, because even this importance of sleep, yes, she's sleeping, but to me this feels like what these cards, the two together, are telling me is like, listen to that subconscious right now. Because there's something underneath all of that that is trying to tell you about a situation that is not right. That's the Seven of Swords. All right, let me read to you the importance of sleep. Like we all don't know. Girl, if I could sleep the rest of my life, I might. I'm a Pisces. I will sleep with the best of them, like, no joke. Oh, that's so weird. They put these under the. If the is in the title, then it actually goes to T. I'm looking under I. Give me one moment, guys. It's so funny that they do that. Okay, the importance of sleep. Adequate sleep is the foundation of good health and emotional and mental well-being. Unfortunately, we live in a world where we are expected to achieve the maximum in the least amount of time. We are in demand 24 hours a day. If we don't respond to that message or phone call immediately, people want to know why. To keep up with our responsibilities and still have time to devote to family and personal interests, we often sacrifice the one thing we require the most, sleep. Do not believe that you can function at your best on only a few hours sleep every night. Research studies reveal that someone who has only had 4 to 6 hours sleep is just as cognitively impaired as a person who has consumed several alcoholic beverages. If you would not make important decisions while under the influence of alcohol, then why would you do so if not had a good night's sleep? Poor sleep impairs memory, a person's ability to retain knowledge, focus, and think critically. So if you've not been sleeping or your body and mind are trying to tell you how tired they are, then this is your wake-up call. Put everything else on hold and get some sleep. Look at your sleep habits and see what you can do to improve your sleep hygiene. If you have a long-term sleep issue, then seek help to address it. You can accomplish more and make more empowered decisions when you are well rested. Now, let's look at the grounding stone. The interesting thing, guys, I'm just going to say this. Yesterday, my doctor sent over a referral for a sleep study for me. So it's weird that these cards are coming out today. I just think that's funny. I have to say that. All right. Respect is the grounding stone today. Respecting, I think, oneself, our true nature. Remember that stone for the week is nature, right? And this respect to me, especially with the moon and this importance of sleep, is how are we respecting ourselves while we're being challenged with, say, the important things of life? Are we respecting our subconscious, our emotional body? and the messages that it's sending to us at this time. Are we respecting ourselves by engaging in situations that might be beneath us or be lying to us, right? That's that Seven of Swords. There's something happening in the background, whether it's someone that lying to us or we're lying to our own selves. There's something going on that we need to be grounding in self-respect, or in the challenge, in the challenge of growing that sort of sense of respect within ourselves. When we can truly self-respect ourselves, then we can also respect others, the gifts that life gives us, have actual, like, true and free, real gratitude for the gifts that we're given. Sorry, the camera's acting weird. We've got weird weather and the window's open, so it kind of goes light and dark, I think. But ground in that respect, and definitely focus it on yourself today, is my feeling with these two cards here. This is about self-care, nurturing, being, more intuitive with oneself rather than extroverted, more introverted, if anything, right? And then allowing that respect and that honor to be your set point as you move through this day into tonight's sleep. And hopefully you do get great sleep this evening. Pay attention to your dreams, listen to your emotions, do not fear them. Know that they're there to show you. They're just a way of your mind, body, and spirit communicating to you what is going on. All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, share it out, leave me a question or comment. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow to see how this all continues to unfold. Take care. Bye-bye.